Welcome to the Easter Messy Church in a bag. This is my bag, you all should have yours. The only extra thing that you'll need is pens and pencils. What you'll find in your bag are these. 2 pieces of paper. One's got a bit cut out at the side. A card in an envelope. These foam things. One has the little holes in it. One has the sticker back. You'll also get either across like this or across like this. These are scratch crosses. You'll also have a lot of ribbon as well as 2 pots with an envelope which has sunflower seeds in. You'll have about 6 pieces of ribbon. You will have one of these scratchers for the scratch. You will have 2 of a kind of stickers. This is one of the kinds. They are put together, so you'll have any of these kinds of stickers. You'll have a safety pin. And then your treat for when you're finished. An Easter egg. At least Sunday. Next, we're going to get our foam crosses with holes in them. Get our ribbon. Put it through the holes. Going in and out, and in and out. Like so. Once you go into your next one, do it the opposite way. Out, then in. Out. And then keep doing that. Keep doing that all the way down with as many as you can fit on. Then we're going to go into the top of it, bring whatever sides over onto the same side so they're down. Get your other piece, take off the back. And stick it on from the top. If you need an adult to help, you can get it. You bring it all over onto one side on this side. Press it down, line it up. And you've got your pattern designed cross. To finish on your bookmark, get your stickers, push them out, peel the paper back off of them, stick them on. Either side, and that finishes off your bookmark.
Dad, are you painting a face on an egg?
Yes, I am.
Have you lost your mind?
No, it's for Easter.
Oh, Easter.
Right, okay. What's wrong with Easter now?
I just don't understand what it's all about. Why do you give me chocolate?
How do you mean?
When I ask for chocolate, Mum said, no, not good for you. Sometimes you give me more chocolate, what I can eat.
Like where?
Easter, Halloween, Christmas, my birthday.
Okay.
The country is gripped by obesity. Our celebrations have loads of chocolate.
I suppose you're right.
I don't get the characters either.
What characters?
The Easter characters. We learned all about Easter at nursery.
Yeah?
Are Easter Bunny and Jesus best pals?
Well, not really.
Is Easter Bunny in the Bible? Does he carry a basket of eggs all the time?
Well, the thing is, he's not really in the...
Does Jesus totally love chocolate then?
Well, the thing is, Easter Bunny's not really in the Bible.
What do you think Jesus' favourite chocolate is?
I don't think he had a favourite.
My favourite's puddings.
Listen, Isla, lots of people believe lots of different things, but the most important thing is that we have fun together.
You know what I really don't get?
What's that?
Bunnies don't even lay eggs.
First thing we're going to do is with these pieces. First thing you're going to do with it, colour it in. Next, you're going to get your split pins and put it through the two little holes. If you have it like this, with a little bit in the middle, you can just push that out with your finger. Get an adult to help you with the split pins. Then on the back, open the sides out to support it. So this is the story of Holy Week. The story starts on Palm Sunday. Then it goes to Monday, Thursday. Good Friday. And Easter Sunday. So this will tell you the story of the Holy Week. Next, get either of your black crosses, whichever one you have. You have this one or this one. You can poke the top out. You're going to put a bit of ribbon through it so it can be hung up. And your scratch pen and make your own designs. Once you've finished it, put the ribbon through the top, put a bit of ribbon through the top, and you can hang it up somewhere. Something else that is in your bag is a scavenger hunt. There's things to look for, things to listen for, and an extra. In the extra, ask an adult to help you hard boil an egg. Once it's cooled down, decorate it, and then roll it down a hill or stairs. Your Easter card is next. And anything you might be able to poke a hole out of them, like that. Oh, pretty. Then you can get your pens and pencils and colour it in. Next, once you've coloured it in, write it to somebody. You can put it into the envelope. And give it to them or send it to them.
Thank you, Scott.
Jesus' love is very wonderful. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Oh, wonderful love. So high, you can't get over it. So low, you can't get under it. So wide, you can't get round it. Oh, wonderful love. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Jesus' love is very wonderful. Oh, wonderful love. So high, you can't get over it. So low, you can't get under it. So wide, you can't get round it. Oh, wonderful love. Oh, wonderful love.
For the final one, the extra things you will need is something to put your pots under to protect your surface, 2 saucers, some water, some composter soil from out in your garden. You'll also need your seeds and your 2 pots. First thing to do is get some of your composter soil, put it in the bottom of your pot and press it down with your fingers. Do the same for both of them. Next, get your seeds out of your envelope and put them in your pot. Now these are your sunflower seeds. Get a little more compost or soil and put it on top. So put them in your saucers. You can put them up. You give them a bit of a water. Put them up somewhere, and in about a month you should be able to put them outside and just put the entire pot into the ground because these are biodegradable. And you'll have sunflowers out. Send us photos of yours. We'll see who's grown tallest. Make sure to give it a water every so often so it can drink and grow.
I just love springtime.
Me too. The weather is so much better. I can cycle outside more often, and the flowers start blooming in the garden.
Oh no, that reminds me, hay fever and itchy eyes. But other than that, I really like the springtime.
You know what I like about this time of year? I like the chocolates in the shops. The big chocolate eggs and the marshmallow bunnies.
I like something that my Jewish friends eat this time of year, and it's called matzah bread, and they can often put kinds of spread on it.
And I like the hot cross buns with its cinnamon flavor, especially with butter on it when it's nice and hot.
So, Dad, what's the story behind all the different types of snacks and chocolates this time of year?
Well, it has to do with Easter. And there are lots of traditions that different religions celebrate around Easter time.
I get what Christmas is about, the baby Jesus, Mary, Joseph and the gifts, but what's Easter about?
Dad, I heard someone said it's a Christian festival and someone else said it's a Jewish festival.
And I read somewhere that it's something that you celebrate outside in nature and not inside in a church.
Well, you are right on all three counts. Easter, as we know it today, comes from the traditions of three religions. Let's look at each one. When in the year is Easter?
The beginning of spring, isn't it?
Yes, and what do we see lots of in springtime? Murray, you mentioned flowers in the gardens. We also see lots of baby bunnies and baby deer.
The garden birds have new baby chicks.
And all the new blossoms and buds in the trees.
Yes, so there's lots of signs of new life. Some very, very ancient traditions celebrate the return of life from the earth and plants. So the nature religions celebrated the return of growth during springtime, typically after the 21st of March, when the daylight hours are longer again and the night hours shorter.
Is that why we move our clocks forward this time of year?
Yes, nowadays because we have more daylight hours from the end of March, in other words, from the beginning of spring.
Right, so that explains all the chocolate bunnies and marshmallow eggs. New life at springtime.
That is some of the old religions that worshipped what they believed to be the spirits behind the forces of nature, like the rain and the sun.
But what about the matzah crackers that we see in store that my friend Samuel likes to share?
So that comes from the Jewish religion. This time of the year, every year for almost 3,000 years, they have celebrated the Passover with a special supper called the Passover meal. It involves some special food, including your matzos and eggs and wine and some meat, typically lamb's meat, kind of like a barbecue or a stew.
But why do they eat lamb?
The lamb is part of the Passover meal, and that is a very special supper that traditional Jews celebrate once a year to remember a very special event in their history. You can read all about it in the Bible in a book called Exodus.
Right, I know that story. Moses and Pharaoh and the 10 plagues.
Indeed, that's the story of how God helped the Israelites, or what we call the ancestors of the Jews, to escape from Pharaoh, who was a terrible dictator who had made slaves of the Israelites. What is the Passover lamb? Jesus was a Jew, and they believed that God freed them from the slavery under the Egyptians thousands of years ago. Part of the story of the 10 plagues was that for them to be freed, they had to slaughter a lamb, like a barbecue. Every year the Jews celebrate the Passover as the start of their year.
And the lamb and the matzos, remember?
I'm getting there. So, Christy, the night before they were to escape in their thousands out of Egypt, they had to eat a Passover meal that included a lamb and bread that they had to make quickly without yeast. So that's why the matzos are so flat. And nowadays they also include boiled eggs in their Passover meal.
So if the bunnies and eggs remind us of old nature worshipping religions,
And the matzos and the lamb remind us of the Jewish religion.
so what's the story with the hot cross buns?
For Christians like us, that reminds us of Jesus that was killed on a cross on the Friday. The hot cross buns remind us of the cross. Christians believe that Jesus was like a lamb that was killed to make us all free from sin and selfishness. Just like the Jews believed the lamb that they had slaughtered was part of them being set free from the terrible Pharaoh. But there is more. The Christians believe that Easter is not only about the Friday, but also about the Sunday. We believe that Jesus was made alive again on the Sunday, Easter Sunday. That's why we have an empty egg, because we believe the grave was empty. The story of Jesus being crucified and being resurrected on the Sunday is also in the Bible in the books called Matthew, Mark, and Luke, and also John.
Is that not the name of the Beatles?
No, that's John, Paul, Ringo, and George.
No, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John are the names of the first 4 books in the New Testament, which is in the Bible, which each tells lots of great stories about the life and death and the resurrection from the grave of Jesus. So no, it's not the names of the Beatles.
Daddy, you talk too much. I'm gonna eat my chocolate bunny now.
Happy Easter then!
To everyone.
Everywhere.